Percy's throw-up. It was Halloween on the island of Sodor. All the engines were very excited. They couldn't wait to see the children in their Halloween costumes. And they were even more excited to be taking children to and from each station on the island, not only for the parties being held at each station, but also to collect lots and lots of candy. Thomas, Percy, and Toby were at the sheds at Titmouth Station. They were excited to know that Sir Topham Hatt had agreed to let them have their own Halloween party later that night. Thomas smiled happily. "It's nice that we can have a party of our own. That way we won't be missing out on all the fun."
"But remember,"
replied Toby,
"this party is also a surprise party for our drivers and firemen, so we must keep it a secret."
Just then their drivers and firemen walked up to them. They had overheard the engine's conversation.
"What's all this about a party here tonight?"
asked Thomas's driver. The engines looked at each other, and all together they yelled, "Surprise!"
"We wanted to keep a secret until the end of the night, but we decided to tell you a bit early,"
Percy said excitedly. Their drivers and firemen all chuckled out loud.
"Well, we do thank you for telling us your secret,"
said Toby's driver. "I think having our own little party here sounds like a splendid idea," agreed Percy's driver. The engines whistled excitedly. Then they set off into the night. The engines worked hard at taking the children from station to station to collect candy and to enjoy the party. Percy and Toby were at Knapford Station. Percy noticed that one of the children had lots of candy in his bag, and he was starting to eat it. Percy sighed.
"I wish we could have some candy. It does look delicious."
Toby laughed.
"Oh, Percy, you know engines can't eat candy. All we have is fireboxes, and what we use is our coal and water, that's all."
James was nearby. He overheard what Percy said and laughed as well. "You silly little engine. If we couldn't eat candy, who knows what could happen to us engines? We may have a different reaction to the candy than the children do." This made Percy cross, and he fumed out of the station. As Percy puffed through the night, he began to think of ways to eat candy. Then an idea flew into his funnel.
If our firemen can shovel the candy into our fireboxes like they do with coal, I bet we'll be able to feel the sweetness when the candy melts,
Percy said to himself. Later that night, the parties were over. All the children went home, and the engines went back to the sheds. Thomas, Percy, and Toby, however, were preparing for their own party. The station master had plenty of leftover candy from the station party, and he was glad to give it to the engine's party. Their drivers used leftover decorations to decorate the sheds. The firemen gathered up some wood and to make a small fire, and one of them had a music box with him, so that everyone could enjoy music.